Hello and welcome back to the University of Bedfordshire Clearing Lies. My name is Carl Morris Dars and I am joined with Emma. Just so you guys know, we are live on Facebook and YouTube. So if you have any questions, leave a comment. We'll get to your questions. If we don't get to your question, all questions will be answered in the comments later on. So you don't have to worry about that. Emma is part of tourism. Hi, Emma. Would you like to introduce yourself and tell us a bit more about yourself and what you do?
Yeah, hi everybody. My name is Emma Standen and I am one of the business tutors on the foundation year within the Bedfordshire Business School.
That's amazing, Emma. How have you found working with the foundation year?
It's been really, really great. I mean, obviously I'm very new. We have recently taken on a new cohort of students and everybody is absolutely fantastic. And they are all adamant of what they want to do with their degree and they're all working really, really hard to get there.
Oh, that's amazing. Emma, what about you? What's your experience in tourism?
So I spent many years working within the tourism industry. I have been cabin crew. I've worked for travel agencies, both in the leisure side and the business travel side. I've worked for online hotel companies as well.
Yeah.
So I've done lots within the industry myself and know what a fantastic industry the tourism industry is.
That's amazing. So you're an industry expert, you are. For the students in the foundation, could you give us like a bit of an overview of like what it looks like for them, like going into it and what they're doing in terms of units and stuff?
Yeah, so within the foundation year, students will do 4 of the units, and the idea of those units is to give an idea of what it's going to be like studying at university. So we focus on areas such as research skills, how to structure assignments, really work on those skills that when you get to university, a lot of the time you are expected to go straight into. We have a lot of students on the foundation year that currently work within the tourism industry. They work over at Luton Airport and they've decided that they want to go and work within the industry. Maybe they've been out of education for a couple of years and they want to sort of work on those skills so that they are then ready for level 4.
That's amazing. And obviously you being an industry expert yourself, what would you say are like the key tips to getting into tourism just for yourself and what you experience?
I think the key thing with the tourism industry is you need to love it.
Yeah.
Because it is one of those industries that once you get into, it's very, very hard to leave. If you do leave, quite often you do what a lot of the lecturers do. You go into education, but you still actually teach tourism because you love the industry so much. A lot of people move around within the industry and it's the location of the University of Bedfordshire is fantastic because we've got Luton Airport on the doorstep and also TUI, who are one of the major players for package holidays. They are also based in Luton as well. So it's a really fantastic place to be able to study for your tourism degree and then go and work in the industry. And the tourism department have lots of contacts within the industry who come in and speak to students. They have an employability week so that the employers and the students can meet. It's fantastic for students because they find out all about the different job roles that are available. And it also helps because it gives them contacts within the industry. So once a student has either graduated or is looking for a placement year opportunity, they've got the contacts of the people that they can contact and hopefully find an amazing job at the end of it.
Yeah, that's great stuff. So the students that you have worked with, how have they found it? Have you had any feedback from them on how they've been enjoying it in the foundation year so far?
So our students tell us that they have learned an awful lot because a lot of them have come in, like I said, maybe not having studied for a very long time. Other students on the foundation year may have this might be their first time studying within the UK. So they are sort of working on their English skills, ready for level 4. And they sort of go on to level 4, and a lot of the students come back to us and say, if I hadn't studied for that extra year working on those skills, then I think I would have I would have struggled a lot more at level 4 than I have done. So hopefully we are sending our students into their level 4 provision much better equipped than they might be if they hadn't spent some time with us.
That's amazing. Would you say the foundation year, the course itself, is it quite interactive?
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, with how obviously the world has been, this year's been a very different year. We are looking for September forward. We have got a whole new programme of study for our students. Going to be a lot more interactive because we're going to be back on campus together. So it should be a lot more fun for all of our students.
That's great stuff. And extracurricular stuff for students, would you think that there's anything that they could possibly do, whether they're new coming in and stuff, just to help them with travel and tourism? There's that extra stuff which they can prepare themselves with, whether it be research or something.
Yeah, one of the key things is to make sure that you are keeping abreast of the news, as well as reading, you're sort of looking at the BBC, reading your newspapers. It's key to look at some of the specific tourism industry documentation out there. Signing up for Travel Mole is a really great thing to do, because it will get you sent emails of all of the key things that are happening within the industry. Also looking at Travel Weekly, which is a magazine that you can see online, and you can also have it sent to you as well. And it gives you a real overview of exactly what's happening within the tourism industry, because that's what's going to be discussed in a lot of the lectures. So if you know what's going on in the world, you're going to find it a lot easier to be able to keep up with your lecturers. Amazing.
And just to finalize, it's going to be our last question. Because you've been in the industry such a long time, back to the tips kind of thing of it, if someone, let's say they graduated, they managed to find themselves a job in the industry, what would you recommend for them on how they continue to move forward with themselves?
Sorry,
like for example, so let's say someone gets a job with TUI, for example, do you have like a top tip for them in how they should carry themselves as in the new industry? Should they continue to learn new stuff as they go along, or like kind of just like a tiny bit of a guide for them when they start?
Absolutely. You should always be looking at improving your skills. The tourism industry moves very, very quickly. So you always need to have a good idea on what is happening. You might sort of graduate, maybe think I'm going to take a year out, go and travel for a little while. Within that year that you might be traveling, an awful lot kind of changed. And so it's really good idea to make sure you are continuing to study the industry, even though you are not studying still at university. And by focusing on things like reading Travel Mole and looking at Travel Weekly, you will be able to do those things.
Staying up to date.
Definitely, yeah.
Thank you very much, Emma, for providing your insight and your value. We're going to start ending the live now. Again, guys, if you do have any questions with what was said today, you can leave a comment. Even when the live is finished, you can leave a comment, and a member of staff will go through your comments and answer anything that you had. Again, Emma, thank you very much for joining us, and that's the end of this Clearing live stream.
Thank you.
Thank you.